Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to theater class. I'm so sorry that I couldn't be there with you today, but I am sure I have left you in the capable hands of a substitute teacher as well as 2 student substitutes. Some reminders for my substitute teacher and my student substitutes. If you haven't already had the opportunity to look through the sub-plans, please do. They're located on the podium right next to the television. Inside here, you are going to see the daily schedule, as well as my classroom expectations. My students are incredible. You should have no problems at all, but if you have any questions about any of our procedures, you can find it here or ask the student substitutes. After that, underneath every single tab, you're going to have who the student substitutes are, as well as a welcome note, a roster, which the student substitutes are supposed to highlight and take to the office, as well as the lesson plans for each class. I hope this was helpful. Now, on to what we are learning today in class. This is called a standalone lesson plan, meaning it doesn't correlate with what we've learned before, but it will influence what we learn after. So while this might be new material, don't worry and don't be scared. I'll be able to explain a lot more about it when I get back to school next week. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Student substitutes, get ready to pause this video as we go along. All right, so our do now for today is located on the whiteboard. Instead of answering this in your Chromebooks, I would rather you leave your Chromebooks closed today and talk and communicate with one another. The question is, what are the main differences between a story and theater? Explain your answer. Once again, what is the main differences between a story and theater? Go ahead and in your tables, explore what the answer to that question might be. All right, student substitutes, you can pause while they discuss. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you've unpaused me, that means you are ready for part 2. Next, give the students the monologue versus story handout. That looks like this. Students, you have 3 to 4 minutes to review part one of this handout. At the end of the designated time, then turn that page over and write your own explanation of what the differences between a story and a monologue are. So once again, 3 to 4 minutes to read part 1 of this description, and then take some time to write in your own words what the differences are between a story and a monologue are on the back. Student substitutes, you can go ahead and pause this video for the 3 and 4 minutes that they're going to read, and also the additional time they need in order to answer the question on the back. All right, if you're unpaused me, that means you're ready to move on to the next section. What I would like to do next is please give the text of Sleepy Hollow, this page right here, to the students. This will help them finish part 2. In part 2, I am asking you to read the story of The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. You will then read the theatrical adaptation of the same moment. Identify the similarities and the differences between a story and a monologue. Write down 3 similarities and 3 differences. So you will write down the similarities here and the differences here based on this reading material. One is going to be told as a story and the other one a monologue. All right, student substitutes, you can go ahead and pause me again while the students take as much time as they need to accomplish this task. If that means it's the rest of the class, that's all right. If, for whatever reason, you find yourself ending early, unpause me again and I'll give you the next section. All right, If you've moved on to this point, that means you're ahead of the game. And that's incredible. In this next section, I want you to hand out the monologue instruction sheet. This is going to give you clear, precise instructions on how you're going to do the next part. And therefore, I don't need to give you too much of an explanation. If this does not get finished, this is perfectly okay. We will be looking over this in about a week. I hope you had an amazing class, and I hope you were great for your substitute teachers. Student substitutes, I'm sure you did an amazing job. I'll see you soon.